bring you to discover spring in our cities. Sometimes we don't need to travel far away to find beauty, especially during this season, because spring is just beautiful and especially colorful and with the perfect temperature and weather. Not too cold, not too warm, just right. The perfect time. I mean, if you don't have any allergies. But anyway, welcome back to the Wavering Wayfinders. We are your hosts, Malcolm and Diana.
Hi Diana, it's good to be back and talking about some positive weather.
Yeah, that's right.
I like the bit where you said at the end, if you don't have allergies, because I'm pretty sure you fall into the category of...
sadly. Not a lot, just few flowers, pollen. They are really not for me. But it's just beautiful spring and I love it so much, so colorful, so I can suffer for the beauty. I can suffer.
I agree. I know someone who's allergic to certain fruits. Maybe like you are strawberries, but they're allergic to mangoes and they still eat them. So this is like spring. Even though might be allergic to the pollen, it's worth it to get out there and explore. Especially when you're living in such beautiful countries or beautiful cities that actually change with the seasons. Here in Ottawa, we expect a lot of the trees to start getting their leaves back, and we'll start seeing a little bit of that blooming around the Ottawa River. One thing that I didn't know was a big thing here was that tulips are a thing in spring. So you can go to numerous festivals. The main one or the flagship one being the Canadian Tulip Festival, where you can actually go and just see these amazing arrays of tulips.
Wow. But I thought that tulips were just something more like from Amsterdam or Netherlands, because it's famous Netherlands for its tulips during springtime. But it seems like it's not like just from that country, but also from other countries, because also here in Italy, few cities have their tulips, and here there is a castle near Turin that is especially famous for the tulips, and there is this name that is Messer Tulipano, and you can see just the whole garden full of tulips and then the castle, which is Castello di Pralormo. And I mean, castle, flowers, just a beautiful sight. I mean,
what can we say? It is beautiful. And I like that you mentioned Amsterdam and tulips, because how this festival started was that these tulips were gifted to Canada after the Second World War. As a symbol of international friendship. So it was from our friends in Amsterdam, those Dutch people exporting tulips all over the world.
And they're just beautiful. They're so simple, delicate type of flower, and it's so delicate that also doesn't resist a lot, but it's just so cute. Red, rose, and then pink, and then all colors. So
and it's so interesting how you're able to organize them within different colors, and you can almost create a picture. It's like a artwork out of how you lay the tulips. So I would say it's definitely one of the best things to do when you're out here. And if we're gonna tie it with another activity, I would say sign up for a free walking tour. You probably have something similar in the city you live in Turin, or even the city where you're from, because when we get into spring and the weather gets a little bit better and you tend to live in a very beautiful city, just walking around is good enough. You can see so much and learn so much.
That's true. I mean, also here in Turin, it's just beautiful as a city itself. But if you simply go to a park, not the main parks, also there you can find the flowers blooming, and also dogs and kids running around playing, and also that is just so charming to see, and it gives you like a bit of energy, a bit of life that maybe during winter you didn't have because the cold and willing to stay inside the house because it's cold. And now we also need this vitamin D from the sun, so we should stay more outside, and the temperature now in the spring is just perfect. So also the park next to your house could be the perfect place to go and enjoy spring.
I agree. And if we talk about parks in Ottawa, it's a good mix between parks that have such a beautiful view of the Ottawa River, like Major's Hill, which sits looking over Parliament, which almost looks like a European castle with its old architecture. But there's also parks that have small little beaches on the side of the river. So you get the best of both opportunities, I guess, in the city. It's not amazing, sandy, great beaches, but it's good enough. And as we go into spring, I remember even just last week going into the park and seeing people now riding their bikes, jogging around the park, running and playing with the kids or playing with the dogs. It just gives you that vibe that you were talking about, like, oh my goodness, everyone's out of the house now. Winter is done. Now we can enjoy.
Yeah, and right now we are just in the middle of spring, which is like in the middle of blooming. Here in Italy, here in Turin, there is sort of a castle which is called Regia Venaria, and there during this time of year we see the cherry blossom. So we have a part of Japan here in Italy, and it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful to see. And you have the castle also in that case, and then the green garden with the contrast of the pink and white flower from the trees. So are just these unique landscapes and views that you can only have during this time of year. And okay, maybe here in Turin we have a lot of this because we have like a lot of castle, a lot of villa, but I mean also near Turin there are a lot of lakes. You can go there and hiking or just enjoy a little bit of the breeze and the beautiful sights of the mountains that are turning green and not gray. So yeah, I mean also that you can enjoy a little bit of fresh air. Here in the cities we have another type of air, a little bit of pollution is there, but when you go to the mountains or to the lakes, usually there the air is more pure, more clean, and you can also breathe finally good air.
I agree. Like, living in a city, you get used to this low quality air, bottled air. And being that close enough to be able to be in nature within a few minutes is a real positive. I don't know, is hiking relatively popular in the Turin area?
Yeah, actually, yes, there is one that I did last week with my family. And
Nice.
you can go up to this hill and visit then the Sacra di San Michele, and you can walk up there or you can go with the car. But usually people like to walk it, even though it's pretty difficult. But there are a lot of people and also a lot of schools that brings class to go there and visit the church and visit the monastero. But I think that near there are a lot of Alps and a lot of lakes that people like to visit during the weekends or when they have some time off.
Yeah.
For example, right now we are in the middle of some national festivities, so we have more of long weekends, and a lot of people like to just spend 1 day or 2 days outside the city and enjoy the nature, because spring is all about this, enjoying the nature actually. So
Yeah, it is. You don't want to be staying indoors when it's springtime. And I'm probably going to go into a topic that you really love now, which is talking about food festivals.
yes.
So
Yes, we love food here.
yeah, exactly. This is why we do it. We just do it for the food. So the beautiful thing with Ottawa is that we're right on the border with Quebec. So you get ready for a mixture of French cuisine and English cuisine. When you cross the river into Orleans, or not even cross the river, Orleans is just a small little, almost like a suburban area outside Ottawa, and they have a Poutine Fest and street food frenzy, which runs from April 24th to April 26th. And that is all about poutine, which is these French cheese curds mixed with a little bit of French gravy, and you put that on your chips and you have a great meal. So so that's and poutine, it varies from the different areas you're in. So we have the Poutine Festival in New Orleans, and then you have the Poutine Fest in Ottawa, which is also paired with mac and cheese, and that happens on May 1st to May 3rd. So there is a lot of food circling in this area around this time. If you are into baked goods like butter tart, there's a festival and a competition, the Ontario Butter Tart Festival and Competition, which is on May 2nd to 3rd. And then if you want some ribs, you can go over to Brayhaven and do the Rib Fest and Poutine on 15th to 18th May. And you can also go to Canada and again do a rib festival. That would be on the 26th to the 24th. So there is so much food and so many things to do in this area in relation to food that you'd be losing out if you didn't put on a few kgs during spring.
Yeah, but then after you can eat and then go outside and walk, you lose the calories that you gain by eating. Yeah. So no worries. We can eat and then take a long walk on a really good hiking and just lose all the kilocalories that we gain eating beautiful and delicious poutine.
Absolutely. And you're right, because Ottawa is one of those cities where you can walk along. As we head into spring, they also start to flood the canals that we have going through the city, and those are amazing to walk along. We're talking beautiful scenery of these trees turning and actually blooming, to just being able to walk along the waterway. So yeah, you can lose those calories. A lot of people find themselves jogging in spring, so maybe that's why.
I mean, I think that those sites, when you go near the lake or near the river, just take a really nice promenade to just have a fancy world there. Yeah. It's just beautiful because you can see the sunset, also the sunrise if you're an early person, and then still enjoy, because the weather gives you the possibility to do that, because at least here in Italy, but also because we are like there with the geography, the days are getting longer. So I hear already at 5:30 a.m. there is the sunrise, and the sunset is more like near the 9 p.m. So yeah, the days are longer and we can stay outside more and enjoy all the different parts of the day. So that's really nice.
Yeah.
And talking about foods, also here in Italy we have a lot of food, but this is usually Sagre or Feste di Paese. And every single town, actually every single church have its own party, its own celebration, let's say like that, and is between 1 week or like 3 or 4 days, and you each usually meet with like ribs or type of other meats with potatoes or other typical ingredient and food from the region, and they usually start from spring and then it continues this type of Sagre until October. And sometimes these events are dedicated to certain type of food or certain type of meat or certain type of I don't know, events. For example, in Verona, this is in September, October, there is one all about polenta and another one all about rice. Near my hometown, there is one all about frogs, because there are people that like to eat frogs. and during this time of year, we just like to go there, and because it's like fast food but better, because there are like people that they go there and cook for you. And for example, my family had a friend that is he is not a cooker, but he does the meat and provides the meat for these type of events, and he also cooks during these events, at least the ones where I go, because as I said before, there are many. So you can decide, okay, this evening I go to this town, next evening I go to the other town. Yeah, so that is really fun to do. And usually there are like small events also in there. Usually there are a lot of senior that dance.
Hey, they say dancing keeps you healthy, so I can see why.
Yeah, and those movements are so iconic, are always the same. They move always in the same way, but they're so active. They get never tired, and I'm like, okay, we need to be like them when we get older, and it's so fun to see. And I mean, there are these small events that gets you also closer to people, or at least enjoy spending time with your family or with your friends more, because you can stay outside.
That's interesting.
And another thing that maybe you like is the Gelato week.
Ooh, nice. Yes, please.
Yeah, it's Gelato week. You can go to 5, or it depends on to each city is in Italy, but there are different cities that does this. Here in Turin, in Milan, in Padova, in Bologna, in Rome, and Florence. These are a few of the cities that do this Gelato week, and it's super fun. You just buy a ticket of 5 or 10 euros. It depends on the quantity of gelato that you want to eat. And then you can try the different type of gelateria that are in the Gelato week. So usually you can go to 5 or 6 gelaterie to eat gelato, and you can for each gelateria you can have 3 or 4
really
flavors.
Wow.
So, yes, just for 10 euros.
Oh,
and
that's good.
Last year I did that with one of my friends, and I eat the whole day just gelato. I went to the 5 gelaterie and just eat gelato every time, 2 or 3 flavors, because why not?
Why not? That actually sounds like the perfect day. I won't lie. Gelato all day, every day. But I wanted to bring you back to something you mentioned about the different dishes and local cuisines of the areas. And you mentioned that near your village or near your town, people like eating frog legs, just like the French, who also like frog legs. Have you ever tasted them? Do you think they taste nice, or?
I don't know. My mom tasted it and threw up. So I was traumatized by that story because she went to this restaurant and she tasted it. And at the beginning she said, okay, nice, they taste like chicken, something like that. A little bit fishy, of course, but more like chicken. And then after a few minutes, they say that is not nice anymore, and she goes to the bathroom and throw everything. So I was like, okay, maybe not. But another local thing, food that they do here is snail. There is a which I taste once, and I will never taste it again because it was for me, at least, I didn't like it.
Is it salty?
They taste like those salty, yes, and they taste like mushrooms. which maybe some people love mushrooms. It depends. For champignon, they're okay, quite right, and there are little small one, okay. But the other one, it's not for me.
I think you're right
So-
because there's so many different types of mushrooms. I remember having a dish in Spain or maybe Portugal where they brought out these different types of mushrooms, and I didn't like all of them. Champignon is like, it's easy. It's the mushroom we know. It's easy to eat, but there's some other mushrooms that have such a strong taste that I can't. I don't enjoy them. So I'm with you there. I probably won't enjoy snails either.
Yeah, I mean, also sometimes they put a lot of things on, and they put parsley, of course, olive oil, or salt, and also garlic. And my dad loves eating snails, and to time we go to this restaurant just because he likes the snail
Yeah.
that they cook there, and the perfume of that plate, of that dish is just so strong.
Yeah.
And when they bring the plate at the table, I'm like, okay, that's for you, Dad. Now I'm move away from the table. I want to breathe normally and not to die.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about that. The strong scent smell that the dish must have. But I love hearing about different people's foods that they enjoy having. It just shows you how different the world is all over.
Exactly. And I'm curious to like try different type of food, even though maybe I will not like it, but at least I try and I'll say, okay, I try it.
Yeah, no, I think it's amazing. Back home in East Africa, in Kenya, some parts of Kenya, but large areas of, for example, Uganda, they eat the flying termites, which come out when it rains. When it rains there's these termites that come out and they fly around, and people love frying them up and adding some salt, some garlic, spices, and then they just popcorn. Yeah, exactly.
Popcorn.
So everywhere around the world, people eat some amazing things. I used to love watching those documentaries of people traveling to places in, let's say, South America, and they come across a tribe or a group of people who live in a small town, and they hunt and eat tarantula spiders. And I remember watching that and going, wow, they're not even scared of the spiders.
No. The spider are scared of them.
Yeah. It helped me get over my fear of big spiders. I was like, I'll eat you. You did mention cherry blossoms, and we do have similar cherry blossoms and magnolias in an arboretum park here in the city.
That's beautiful. Magnolias are just so big and beautiful.
They are beautiful, and I'm looking forward to it. I know that we haven't yet, believe it or not, our trees are just starting to bloom. Like it's not fully out there. So I'm betting by next week it'll be a good time to visit the magnolias and the cherry blossoms in the arboretum and get some beautiful pictures and smell some of that fresh air. So that's something that you can also do here, which is nice.
Yeah. And also here in Italy, there are some places famous for lavender.
Yes.
And there is these big fields of lavender. So I went there once, and the smell, it was just... I felt like I was in a soap. Like I was there smelling lavender. There were a lot of bees, true. So there is this strong sense of lavender, which is just beautiful if you like it.
Yeah.
And then the buzzing of the bees.
Yeah.
That's just these two things. That's nothing more. But just these two things. I was like, the bees.
I agree. I've been to a smaller, not like large fields, but just a small lavender garden. and that smell it's beautiful. It's one of the best smells you can have out there. So yes, that you should probably do that again soon.
Yeah, yeah, maybe with someone, because here there is no one that wants to come with me. But if I go, the last time I went with my mother, and she was like, Diana, get out of there. There are too many bees and you're allergic. Get out of there. I was like, yeah, no, but I want to take some picture. Let me be with the bees.
If you don't disturb the bees, they won't sting you. So let me be.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things that really reminds you what spring is about. Fresh flowers, bees return. You know, at the end of winter, you almost forget that insects exist because you're not used to seeing the bees or hearing them, or the birds even are quiet. And then when you walk out in spring, everything is warm. The bees are buzzing. Happy days. If you really like wine as well, we have a vineyard that's pretty close to the city as well. So you can spend some time there, walk through the vineyard, sip on some wine at the Kin Vineyard, and hey, that's another thing to do.
And also another thing to do if you want to get some knowledge also is to go to the Botanic Garden, which right now, at least here in Italy, they are just beautiful and full of color because, of course, there are flowers. And you can also go there during winter or autumn, which is super cool to do. And you have another type of plants. But during this time of year, especially here in Turin, we have one in a park in the center of Turin, and it's just so iconic for the different type of flower from all around the world. So you can get some knowledge and discover some new flowers and still enjoy the spring and the colors, of course, especially.
Nice. I agree. Being able to get out there, smell some fresh flowers is what you need to do this spring. We've covered quite a few things that we can do in spring. If you have a few more, you can go down the list and tell me what you have. And I have the one last one I'll add is, if you like flowers again, lilacs, because spring is all about lilacs, you can actually travel a few minutes outside Ottawa to Franktown and enjoy the capital that is known as the capital of lilacs in this province, Ontario, where you get to see all different kinds of them. So yeah.
I didn't know that. That's so cool.
Yeah, right? Like it's just, and you get to go to this place called Lilac Lane, and there are all these lilacs. Oh, it's beautiful. So if you're into flowers, this is probably the place to be. I think this is probably the place to be.
Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine how beautiful is this place. Another place near Turin that I think is quite beautiful is a lake. The name is Lago Maggiore, especially Villa Tarantino. And here there are one of the most beautiful botanic gardens that you can see in Europe. And you have the architecture of the villa, and then this big garden with the style of English garden, which are really clean but at the same time ordered. So something like Versailles, if you want to have an example in your mind. Everything is just so organized and just really breathtaking. And I think that everywhere in Europe or everywhere in the world there are these type of gardens that are just so breathtaking, and you can just walk around and remain and stay in awe about everything. That is just nature actually, but it's so beautiful.
It's beautiful, and I would love to see that. I think when gardens are really well organized and you can see the effort and the work that has gone into creating them, they just give you a completely different feel. I mean, I've just got to add one other thing you could do, because now we're on the roll. If you want to do something that's a bit different, you can go and explore the Osperila Trail, which is these boardwalks that go through a marshy area. Honestly, it's maybe 10 to 15 minutes outside the city, But what's unique about it is you get to see a lot of beavers, because that's like this wild area where there's these beavers and they're wading through the water, and you get these small birds there that are not scared of humans. I think people have been feeding them for way too long. But when you show up, they come and they almost land. I think if you're patient, they could probably land on your hand and you can like feed them out of your hand and get a really nice picture because they're so used to humans there. But it's just another beautiful place to explore in this time.
You become like a Snow White, stalking
Yeah.
with birds and animals.
You know, I wish that every time I hear Snow White these days, I think it's a scene in Shrek where she's singing
Yeah,
and it's
with
just
Fiona
like
singing,
yeah.
and then the birds try to follow her lead, but then they exploded.
Yeah, exactly. Ha.
So it's iconic.
It is.
Well, talking about Shrek, so there is this field of sunflowers. They're just beautiful. When he talks about bee being like an onion full of of layers.
Layers.
Yeah. So yeah, Shrek's it always a good movie to mention.
It is. You can learn a lot from that film.
And also talking about frogs, he made a balloon from the frogs and then give it to
Yes, he
Fiona.
Yes, he did. Hey, I think at this point we've pretty much mentioned like 10 things from Shrek like
Yeah.
that you can do in this period. So hey, just go watch Shrek, and if you like something in there, you can probably go and find something to do.
Also, he does with Donkey and Fiona, and they eat outside with
A picnic, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. With the fire and stay outside and watching the stars. And we can also do that right now because
True.
the weather gives you the possibility. Usually it doesn't rain a lot during the springtime. So yeah, you can also do that. See? Shrek.
It is definitely
many ideas.
You're right in that sense of it's turning into camping season, and where we were just over the weekend was about an hour and a half outside the city but into Quebec, and we went to chase these waterfalls, this beautiful waterfall that we had seen online, and we wanted to check it out, but it's in a park, provincial park that actually allows you to camp. The lady said that they had a 22-kilometer hike and there was camping you could do around that area. So this is the season to do all of that stuff. So you better get out there.